Oh no. Ambush. So they all get a free attack? This is not ideal. That's oh no! Oh, I'm fucked. God damn, I would love to be able to take more than 3 steps. Oh. So sick of the combat. So here's the thing, I'm going to be playing through all of the series, which is going to be quite an undertaking. Oh, that's right! I forgot, you get to... There we go. Blubby, Bloom, Blob, and Bloof. Sounds like very serious, respectful names. Oh, I'm just thrust right in. I can just move around. That's cool. Cornelia. I forgot how much I love the soundtrack of Final Fantasy games. The king is searching for the prophesied warriors of light. Those crystals. You must see the king at once. Oh, I don't get any say in this. I just have to go see the king. Welcome, travelers. I'm told you carry the crystals. Is it true? Yeah, we killed 4 guys and stole them. It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. They stand before us with crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Are crystals, like, super rare here? Will you not rescue my daughter, Sarah? Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine. Who the fuck named that? Which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who could match him. White Mage just gotta be like, oh god, he's dead already? Wow, what a chump. You've come to rescue me. I don't know how I can ever thank you. I'm Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. It's the first time anyone has ever defeated Garland. Yeah, you think? The first time he's ever died? Ooh. Lighting change, that's interesting. I like that. That's really cool. I am way too amused by this. Did they build a shrine to Chaos, or was there like some evil settlement that just became known as the Chaos Shrine? That's... I feel like a legitimate question. Are you kidding me? A staff does more damage than the warrior's knife? He would do better with a fucking staff? We need these. Can you move? I need to go on that door. Thank you. Took the loot back. I want you to have it. It may aid you. Oh, wait. I got a loot. What does the loot do? It's a really majestic tune, so it must be really fucking important. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. Couldn't do this part beforehand? God damn. So the king just issues an order and they go, okay, yep, let's break physics. We got this. I bet I've gotten paid overtime for that. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? 4 warriors of light are here. They're here in Cornelia. That... okay. This is a thing that happened. You fucking street thing. What are the... oh, those are goblins? Man, I didn't realize how, like, typical fantasy this one was. Like, Final Fantasy's always had its own flavor of this kind of thing, right? JRPGs don't usually have the same type of Western influences. You know, the Tolkien, you know, elves, orcs, goblins, dwarves. Nope, nothing up there. Ooh! That's a lizard? I don't like it. That doesn't look like any lizard I've ever seen. Let's do a fair amount of damage to it. Well, maybe...
what was this? A fucking horse? It's just a horse. A crazy horse. What the fuck? Welcome to the Nostalgic Podcast, where BlubberButter gets nostalgic and starts rambling about things he doesn't really know since this is older than him.
This is so cool. Like... I'm having a hard time verbalizing what it is I'm trying to say. But, like, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy at all, you know, they move on to be very, very cinematic. You know, you are controlling characters, not avatars. A lot of Western RPGs, you control avatars. You create your character, you decide his responses, you decide his attitude. He is just a physical embodiment of whatever it is you are wanting to be in the game. Final Fantasy, like most JRPGs, you control more characters and players. They already have their own desires, their will, where they came from, what their goals are. You embody that and maybe sometimes change the dialogue slightly to have some say over this. But this one is different from the other Final Fantasy games in that you just choose 4 random people. It feels very, like I said, very D&D-esque. This is, it's more about combat and team composition and stuff. You start in a town that you just load up on resources however you want to go, and then you fuck off and go do that. It's cool. It's a different change of pace. It's just funny considering this is the first game, but very interesting. I'm pleasantly surprised. What else over here? Final Fantasy games usually start off with major cutscenes establishing the world, and then you start off exploring the world, and you don't get to combat until later. And then it's like streamlined to let you see that you can be badass first, and then they start adding in all the other things. This one just starts you out in the town to go figure this out, which is optimal. Alright, well, they went with Rapier, so the Nintendo era is what I'm most familiar with, so I'm used to this kind of more high fantasy-esque, crystal-based setting. Starting in the PlayStation era, they get a little more, like, sci-fi-y, or they have more elements of that. Like, you have some of the flying ships. I think Final Fantasy III had the Dreadnought. Is that the one I'm thinking of? I might be fucking that up. You still had, like, the, crystally, like, sometimes vaguely steampunk elements, but, like, it's pretty typical JRPG fantasy. I'm interested in seeing how that progresses, because I was shocked when I saw Final Fantasy VII and they had fucking cars. But in games like D&D, getting damaged... How do I put this? It's not an inverse difficulty curve, but if you start losing, you don't necessarily get steamrolled. But in this one, once you start losing, you continue losing. Once somebody's down, you're doing less damage, therefore you're not able to defend as well. They're getting more moves. He's not gaining levels, so everybody else is quickly surpassing and making, when you finally do level, like heal him and bring him back, he's lower level than everybody else, so he's a little weaker, so he's more likely to die, and once he dies, then he's not gaining experience. Things like that. I think it's pretty cool in fantasy, things where resurrection is actually a thing. And more people tend to use more grounded fantasy, so... Where, you can heal to a certain extent, but once you die, you're dead. But in these ones, you just straight up resurrect people. Probably should have gone with red mages instead of a white and black mage, because red mages, one, can wear armor, so that would give them some more survivability.
Future BlubberButter here. I just wanted to inform past BlubberButter and any viewers here that that never got better at all. The magic never paid off. The black and white mages are completely useless. I would never do it again. I regretted it for the entirety of my playthrough. I should have gone with red mages. Lesson learned.
Since magic is so hard to start with, maybe it gets more powerful later on. That might be the case. But if I was starting over, the white mage and black mage I would not go with. They're useless right now. They don't deal enough damage, they don't have any armor, so they don't have any defense. And I only have 6 attacks on them. Oh. Whatever this game's version of a cutscene is. It is kind of a cutscene. And so their quest began. That's really slow. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. Ooh, this is painful. Let it buffer up a little bit before I start reading. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. How the fuck did they get them? The end. That's the end of the game. Oh wait, that's it. I can just keep moving now. No. I don't even know who Matoya is.